Alright, so in the previous video we found a way to find any term that we want. Okay, we said we just have to find the position and then it will enable us to find what is the term in there. Now you have to see what do they want. They want the position or they want the term. Here they gave you the position, they wanted the term. Okay, so let's look at this one. They say find the 20th term. What did they give you? They gave you the position. Okay, they give you the position of that term. It means this term is in the 20th position. Remember, this is the first position, this is the second position, this is the third position. 20th position means it will be somewhere there, 20th. Now they want to know what is the term in this position. That's why they say find the 20th term. They want to know what is the term in that 20th position. So remember, in the last video we already found the general term, right? We said the general term was Tn is equals to 4n minus 7. Now if I want the 20th term, it means they give me the position. It means n is equals to 20, because remember here it is n, which is position, and then here it is Tn, which are your terms. So n is equals to 20 because they're talking about the 20th position. N will be equal to 3 if it is the third position. N will be equal to 1 if it is the first position. So n is the position. So they gave us the position. So where I see n, I'm gonna put what? 20. I say T20 is equals to 4 into 20 minus 7. Then I quickly say this would be 80 minus 7, which means this is 73. It means here it is 73 in the 20th position. It means you have found the 20th term. All right, so that's how you find that. Let's move on to the next one. They say given this, which term is equal to 5? This is the same sequence. Okay, this is the same sequence. They say which term is equal to 5? Now here, what are you given? That's what you ask yourself. What are you given? They say which term is equal to 5? They didn't give you position here. They give you that the term itself is 5. What position is it in? They're not gonna write which position is 5 in. They're gonna say which term. So whenever you have to answer your question by saying term number 3 or term number 2 or term number 1 or term number 7, so it means you have to find the position. So here you are given the term, which is Tn, right? You are given the term, and then what are you looking for? They said which term. It means they are looking for the position, okay, which is n. All right, which term is equal to 5? The term is equal to 5. Which position is it? Okay, they're not gonna write which position. Please just take note of that. Okay, so how do you answer that question? How do you answer that question? Well, now that you already found the general term, you write it first. Remember, the general term is equals to 4n minus 7. Now they give you that the term is what? Is 5, is equal to 5. So it means the term is 5. Remember, the terms are represented by Tn, and then the position is represented by n. Is represented by n. So you're gonna say for n, because you don't know the position that the term is in, right? And then you say minus 7. Then you're gonna say 5 plus 7 is equals to 4n, means 12 is equals to 4n. When you divide by 4, you divide by 4, your n will be equal to 3, which means the term that is equal to 5 is in the third position. Okay, is in the third position. That's why your n is equals to 3. And it's true, 5 is in the third position, this one is in the second position, this one is in the first position. You see that? So that's how you easily find you easily answer that question, right? And then 1.4 says prove that 5 is a term in the sequence. Wow, I like this one. Prove that 5 is a term in the sequence. Well, we can see that 5 is in the sequence, but they want us to prove it. How do we prove it? You just have to know the position and the term. You go to 5 exactly, or rather, you go to the general term, in fact, right? You're going to say Tn is equals to 4n minus 7. What am I giving? I'm giving 5 as a term. They said prove that 5 is a term, so they gave me Tn. So I'm just gonna write 5 is equals to 4n minus 7. Then I do the same thing. 5 plus 7 is equals to 4n. Therefore, remember, it's the same as this one. Your n will still be equal to 3. But hold on, is this question and this one the same thing? No. This one, it says prove that 5 is a term in that sequence. Well, since you gave me 5, I found that 5 is in the third position, and since the value of n is greater than 0, right? Since the value of n is greater than 0, and since the value of n is not a fraction, meaning the value of n is not between 0 and 1. Okay, the value of n is not between 0 and 1, because all values of n that are between 0 and 1 are going to give a proper fraction. So it means that indeed 5 will be a term. So all you have to prove is that n is a positive number, number one, and it's a whole number. So if we just prove that n is a whole number, if you find that n is a whole number, then you have proved that that term belongs in the sequence. But if we had found that maybe n is equals to 3.5, it would mean that 5 is not a term in that sequence. If we had found that n is equals to -3, it would mean that 5 is not a term in that sequence. I hope that makes sense.